All right, let's get settled. Welcome, high school biology students, to your final exam review session. I am absolutely thrilled to be your guide today. As a lead paleontologist, there is literally nothing I love more than digging into the fossil record to uncover the secrets of our planet's past. Today, we're going to look at a massive, completely groundbreaking discovery that has pretty much shaken up the entire paleontological world. And trust me, you are absolutely going to want to know this material inside and out for your test.
So if you're ready to completely ace your evolutionary biology exam, get your notebooks out right now, grab a pen, and prepare to have your minds blown. Because the star of today's explainer isn't a dinosaur. Nope, it's a 47-million-year-old giant snake recently unearthed in India. We're going to look at exactly how a creature of this unimaginable scale lived, hunted, and eventually became frozen in time. Here is our syllabus for today. First, we'll meet the Eocene giant. Then we'll break down the anatomy of a fossil, explore the ambush predator ecosystem, put it in a giant showdown, trace its evolution and paleogeography, and finally, look at its myth, science, and legacy. Let's get started. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Meet the Eocene giant.
We are traveling way back, 47 million years ago, to the Middle Eocene period. The location? What is now the state of Gujarat, India. Right here, researchers made a discovery that is basically rewriting the history books, a colossal new species named Vasuki Indicus. Now, to understand the sheer magnitude of this prehistoric beast, make sure you write this definition down, class. Vertebrae. These are the individual interlocking bones that form the spinal column. For fossilized snakes, you see, vertebrae are our ultimate puzzle pieces. In a coal mine down in Gujarat, researchers uncovered 27 exceptionally well-preserved articulated vertebrae. Now, articulated just means they were found still connected in their natural sequence, rather than scattered all over the place. Finding a sequence like this is a paleontologist's absolute dream, because it gives us a direct window into the physical bulk of the animal.
And wow, that bulk was staggering. Based on those vertebrae, scientists estimate Vasuki Indicus stretched somewhere between 11 to 15 meters long. Now, if you're having trouble picturing up to 49 feet of snake, just think of a standard yellow school bus. Literally, imagine a serpent as long as the bus you take to school slithering through an ancient swamp. It's a terrifying but totally magnificent thought, right? And it instantly places Vasuki among the largest snakes to ever slither across the earth.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 2, Anatomy of a Fossil. Now, what's really interesting about this is how we as scientists actually take a pile of ancient rocks and reconstruct the biology of a living, breathing creature. I mean, we obviously can't put Vasuki on a scale, so we have to rely on careful observation and some pretty heavy mathematics. Take note of these key bone features. They act as a fingerprint for Vasuki. The vertebrae have a broad cylindrical shape, which confirms the snake had a very robust, thick-bodied build. We also see the presence of parasigantral foramina, which are basically small bony openings, and well-developed hemokeels on the middle and posterior trunk. These highly specific features distinguish Vasuki from its smaller relatives in the extinct Madtsoiidae snake family, completely proving we are dealing with a totally unique, massive lineage.
But how did we get that school bus measurement from a bunch of backbones? It's a really rigorous scientific procedure. Step 1, we precisely measure the width and length of each individual fossilized vertebra. Step 2, we apply predictive mathematical equations. These equations are modeled on the known relationship between spine size and body length in modern snakes. And then step 3, we extrapolate those numbers to estimate the total body length. So it's not some wild guess. It's a careful mathematical projection based directly on the biomechanics of how snakes are built.
Section 3, the ambush predator ecosystem. Now that we know just how big it was, let's step into its world. How did a creature this massive actually survive, hunt, and eventually end up preserved in the fossil record? Well, here is another absolutely crucial exam term: ambush predator. This is a carnivore that relies entirely on stealth and surprise, waiting completely motionless for prey to wander just a little too close before striking. You see, because Vasuki was so long, heavy, and thick-bodied, it couldn't exactly chase down its dinner in a high-speed pursuit. It had to be an absolute master of camouflage and patience. When we compare Vasuki to modern constrictors, the similarities in hunting style are definitely clear, but the scale is just vastly different. Modern pythons and anacondas are large, for sure, but compared to Vasuki, they are way lighter and faster. Vasuki was incredibly thick,
I want you to imagine a body thicker than a large truck tire. It basically waded in the water or the marsh, struck with lightning speed, and then just relied on raw, massive crushing force. It wasn't venomous at all. Its terrifying muscular power was its ultimate weapon. Basically, a very, very bad day for anything wandering near the water's edge.
Vasuki ruled over a very specific type of environment. Its fossils were found in the Panandro lignite mine in the Kutch district of Gujarat. Now, lignite is a type of soft coal formed from compressed peat. So 47 million years ago, this mine wasn't a dry excavation site. It was a lush, vibrant, prehistoric swamp. The dense, muddy layers of this swamp acted like a perfect time capsule, tightly packing the snake's massive skeletal remains and then preserving them perfectly in those lignite layers for modern researchers to discover today.
Section 4. The Giant Showdown. In evolutionary biology, comparative anatomy is everything. We understand a species best when we see exactly how it measures up against its peers. So let's compare the stats. For years, Titanoboa, which was found in Colombia from the Paleocene era, held the undisputed heavyweight title, weighing up to 1.25 tons and reaching over 15 meters. Then there's Gigantophis from Eocene North Africa, capping out around 10 meters. But at 11 to 15 meters and weighing around a ton, Vasuki Indicus absolutely rivals the legendary Titanoboa. It's an incredible example that proves these colossal serpentine body plans actually evolved multiple times, in entirely different eras and on completely different ancient landmasses.
Section 5. Evolution and Paleogeography. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why Vasuki was in India in the first place. We have to look at the Earth itself, which looked very, very different 47 million years ago. Just think about the paleo position of the Indian subcontinent during the early and middle Eocene, so roughly 47 to 55 million years ago. India had actually broken off from the southern supercontinent of Gondwana and was physically drifting across the globe, moving rapidly northward towards its eventual dramatic collision with Asia.
So the crucial point is that during this massive tectonic journey, India was essentially functioning as an isolated island continent. And this extreme isolation turned India into a totally unique evolutionary cradle. It basically provided the perfect protected hothouse environment for the Madtsoiidae snake family to experiment with extreme gigantism. Once India eventually bumped into Eurasia, descendants of these ancient snakes could disperse to other landmasses. But it was right here on this drifting island that Vasuki grew to the size of a school bus.
Section 6. Myth, Science, and Legacy.
A discovery this big doesn't just impact biology. It ripples through culture and modern science alike. The very name of this creature is deeply significant. Vasuki Indicus actually honors Vasuki, the mythical king of the Nagas. That's the legendary serpent often depicted coiled around the neck of the Hindu deity Shiva. And Indicus, of course, refers to India. This is just a really beautiful moment of respect where ancient biological reality bridges directly with local cultural heritage. I mean, it really makes you wonder if ancient, inherited memories of giant serpents might have somehow influenced these endearing myths, doesn't it?
And beyond mythology, the impact of this specific discovery by researchers at IIT Roorkee is massive. It severely elevates India's status in the global paleontological community, proving the region is an absolute hotspot for world-class fossils. It's actively driving funding and interest in modern Indian geological research, and it decisively proves the incredibly rich biodiversity of Eocene India. It shows us that India's fossil heritage is an invaluable global treasure that really requires strict preservation.
So, I want to end our study session with this final provocative thought. If a 50-foot, 1-ton snake was hiding quietly in a Gujarat coal mine for 47 million years, what other ancient giants are still buried right beneath our feet just waiting to be discovered? Keep that curiosity alive, review your notes on Vasuki Indicus, and you will absolutely crush your evolutionary biology exam. Until next time, keep exploring.